It's provided a major boost for police departments across Kentucky. The Federal Asset Forfeiture Fund, much of which came from money seized from drug busts or other crimes. It's a big part of department budgets.
But in December, the Department of Justice suspended the fund, leaving police departments without money they say is critical. Miranda Combs investigates protecting for less.
They used it
I got $400
to buy this and maintenance for this.
That is the perversion of justice, in my opinion.
For cameras like this and protection like this.
It is a farce.
A lot of times it starts with something like this. It's a drug bust where property is seized and the people are arrested. But since December, things have changed. The Federal Asset Forfeiture Program, or Equitable Sharing Program, had allowed police to take money and property from people they arrest and keep up to 80% of it. However, at the end of 2015, the Justice Department stopped it. Jason Pye with Freedom Works applauds the suspension.
Ultimately, the funding for state and local law enforcement should come from state and local governments.
This story took us from London.
It does put a strain on the department itself,
where the chief says equipment they've bought with federal forfeiture funds have kept them relevant in the fight against drugs.
write it down.
And to Lexington, this is their list of how they use their asset forfeiture money. $739,000 in 2012, close to $500,000 in 2013, and $330,000 in fiscal year 2014. The money was used for everything from overtime to weapons to travel and helicopter upgrades. We then headed to Hazard, a city where budgets are smaller, yet their drug epidemic is measurable.
I feel like we're at ground zero on a lot of that, and that this is where a lot of effort should be concentrated.
Hazard Police Chief Minor Allen has 30 sworn officers. A couple of them at one time worked with drug task forces to put a bigger footprint on his area's drug problem. But money from the federal asset forfeiture helped him be able to pay for those officers. Since that money is gone,
we've started our own in-house drug program, concentrating more on a local level now.
Which isn't ideal, he admits, when the drug infestation spreads beyond the city limits.
Just like the old adage says, if you're going to be in the ball game, you got to have a player on the floor.
And equipment to protect them.
The asset forfeiture portion of it was just a little bit what you would say icing on the cake, because it did provide funds to buy equipment with and stuff.
But the program has its critics, and according to Charles Clark, its victims. His case out of northern Kentucky became a talking point for a national justice group.
That if this can happen to me, it can happen to anybody.
Clark was at the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky airport in 2013. Security suspected he had marijuana in his bag. They didn't find any, but they seized $11,000 in cash he had with him. He's now represented by the Institute for Justice, who are using him as an example of what they say is ordinary Americans being victims of policing for profit.
Innocent people are being treated like criminals, and that's ridiculous.
It's a property rights issue. It's a constitutional due process issue.
Pye says there are examples all over the country where local police are more focused on federal asset forfeiture funds than traditional policing. And while the program is suspended, he wants to see it never return.
Ultimately, I'd like to see the federal government's equitable sharing program, what law enforcement used to prosecute funds at the federal level. I would like to see it ended completely.
But in places like this, they're hoping this suspension is just that, because they say that extra money was a game changer.
Just because you lose one ball game don't mean you're not going to play the next one.